Hi, my name is Nathan, and today we're going to do a comic book review of Spider-Man, Spider Shadow, issue number 5, the final issue, brought to you by RatedComics. Now let's get to it. In this issue, we begin with Peter Parker getting up and tells himself that it's on him and Mary Jane's in danger. He sees the other heroes in the lobby, but they have been taken over somehow. Peter's larger concern is MJ and to get her out of the way. We see Mary Jane battling with Reed from the Fantastic Four, now possessed by the symbiote. The Venom symbiote tells Mary Jane it's because of you is why I couldn't fully bond with Peter. His love for you caused him to falter and never fully commit. Sounds like a crazy ex. MJ is like, what? Peter loves me? Mary Jane is nothing but an obstacle to the symbiote, and he intends on ending this thing. Whoosh! Flaming Torch comes in and flames their way to an exit, and symbiote Reed stretches himself to capture them. Spidey gets communication from Torch that he and MJ are on the move and Reed is following them. Torch tells Peter to see if he can find anything in his lab while he buys time, trying to play keep away from Reed. No pressure at all, right? You just have to go through the lab of the world's smartest man, who is now possessed by alien symbiote, and decipher a way to stop him? Bruh. Peter has to be cool because he knows that the symbiote feeds off of his anger. Stay focused, he tells himself. Sue gives Alicia Franklin because things in the Baxter building is going cray-cray. Franklin can't be around Reed, all this symbiote possessed and all. Torch can only play keep away for so long before possessed Captain America throws his shield at Torch and he loses his grip on MJ. Sue uses her force field to save MJ, and Rita's like, welcome to the party, baby. But I got to end this. He's pissed. Meanwhile, in the lab, Peter is looking for the symbiote's weakness. He sees all the symbiotes have been synthesized using elements of the main symbiote on Reed's unstable molecule formula. So if they stop Reed, the other symbiotes will stop being all symbiote-like. It's like putting a stake in the original vampire and the rest of them will falter. Now Peter knows the weakness. There's got to be something in his lab he can use. Peter asks Johnny to buy him some time so that he can execute the plan. Easier said than done at this point, but it's got to be done. I'm just gonna go with this, but where the heck did Thor come from? If it's their Thor and all, I mean, then again, maybe my amnesia's kicking in. When he uses Mjolnir to break through her shield, this gives Reed a chance to grab his love and contain this fight. When Peter climbs out from the lab, symbiote Reed is waiting for him with Sue by his side. So nice of you to make it easy, says Reed. You won't be able to fight me or fight the rest of us now that we're together and stronger than you. Peter, realizing the root of the symbiote is love. As twisting as it is, Peter makes a deal to give himself up to the symbiote by telling him, let Mary Jane go and stop possessing the other heroes. And Peter says, and I'll give myself up willingly. The symbiote ponders that for a moment and agrees, but in a plot twist moment, kills Reed because the symbiote knows that Reed is too smart and he can't have Reed trying to stop him later. And wow, what a twist. I didn't see that ish coming. The symbiote chases Peter in the lab, desperate to attach and bond to him. Peter explains that Reed felt guilty for turning Ben into the Thing. So in another plot twist, for the other plot twist, Reed made it so Ben could walk around in human form by using an image inducer. Once that is revealed, Peter says, flame on, revealing that it's image induced Johnny Storm, and knowing that the symbiote weakness is fire. What? The building explodes to what we could only assume the Venom symbiote is forever destroyed in this conclusion of the What If series Spider-Man. We see MJ and Peter Parker at a distant location, booed up, enjoying each other's company, but that victory came at a cost of Reed. Personally, I don't recall the image inducer being introduced, and please correct me if I'm wrong. Chances are I may be. If the image inducer was not introduced and now all of a sudden it is, then I personally feel a little short of the ending and how the switcheroo happened with Johnny and Spidey. But comment below, let me know. Peter has to answer for his crimes in court, but because the symbiote had taken control of the other heroes, their testimonies about feeling helpless, about not being able in control, went a long way in this trial, and he was not found guilty. Here's a conclusion that seems fitting, and I loved it. When Peter and MJ visited Ben in Aunt May's grave, with Peter reflecting on the death and destruction that recently occurred by him keeping the symbiote Venom, of course. But not to mention, Peter's not sure if he could ever be Spider-Man again after everything that's happened. Sue shows up to Peter's surprise. Peter, feeling guilty about Reed's death, thinking that it was his fault, is not sure how to take in her tracking him down. She asks MJ to leave and give him a minute. She tells Peter that Reed's death was not your fault. None of us are strangers to tragedy. One of our first tragedies was that rocket flight that gave us all of our powers, Peter. That Ben turned into the Thing, and no one knows this, but this almost killed Reed from guilt. What instead of giving in and succumbing to what he did something remarkable. He took that tragedy and guilt and turned it into something good. He helped all of us heroes. He reminded us that we all have to look on the other side of tragedy for meaning. She hands Peter the Fantastic Four from Reed and said, Peter, let's move through this together. Peter becomes an official member of the Fantastic Four in this What If theories. I thought this was good, and I'm still questioning Image Inducer. If I missed it, my apologies. I got to leave a little meat on the bone for you guys, but this epilogue with Kingpin and Wesley and how Kingpin's plan failed to be executed to destroy Peter Parker's personal life, I love how this ended. It was something open and potential continuing story. So with that being said, I thought the conclusion was an 8 out of 10. I'm just not sure about the image inducer. I'm all stuck on this image inducer. Being stuck on this image inducer is like being stuck because there's random pineapple in the room that no one can explain. That's kind of silly, but I'm being comic book silly right now. With that being said, Spider-Man, Spider Shadow, issue number 5. The final issue. What'd you think of the comic book? Comment below, let me know. If you haven't gotten a copy of your comic, go ahead and get your copy from RatedComics.com. Link in description. If you like the content we're throwing up, where we do awesome comic book reviews, cool comic book related content with the occasional comic book giveaway, you know what to do. Thanks again for watching. Until next time.